Cassie, I will advocate for you. Because, see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us.
We decided to do the book because I'm not a rapper, obviously, or anything like that, but I've been in the business and been around the business.
Some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom, Mary J. Blige being pregnant by Diddy, and of course, she had an AB, the beatings Kim took, pushing him down the steps in 2007, and him breaking his foot.
Jaguar Wright has broken her silence on Diddy settling his action with Cassie, and she claims Cassie knows what Diddy did to his partner, Kim Porter, when she tried to expose him. For times now, rumors have been swirling that Diddy had Kim Porter excluded because she was planning to write a tell. All book and several people who worked for Diddy claim that they witnessed Diddy putting his hands on Kim when they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street.
When they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street, he wanted to, put his hands on her in the wrong way.
And also Jaguar Wright directly indicted Diddy of heinous crimes, including allegedly poisoning Kim Porter. And is not it intriguing how Diddy no way tried to sue Jaguar for vilification? Well, Jaguar's reverse. And she revealed in a new interview that Kim advised Cassie about Diddy shortly before she failed, and that Cassie knows exactly why Kim is no longer with us. So could Cassie's action lead to a disquisition into Kim Porter's death? And what exactly did Kim tell Cassie in their last discussion? And I know Kim had some veritably good advice to give you.
And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you. And I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now.
Just 24 hours after Cassie filed an explosive action against Diddy, criminating him of DV, say, and trafficking, they settled the suit for an undisclosed quantum. Still, this just made Diddy look indeed more shamefaced, because after Cassie filed, Diddy's counsel intimately indicted her of trying to blackmail Diddy, and yet just hours latterly, Diddy suddenly decided to pay up? See, Diddy literally no way pays anyone. It took him over 30 times to pay his former artists, so there is surely more than meets the eye. He did not put any trouble to clear his name, and rather, he incontinently put a lid on Cassie's action, which can only mean one thing. There has to be more that he is hiding. Now, a commodity that a lot of people were confused about is why Cassie agreed to settle. Well, she did not have any other option. She filed a civil action, which means agreement was the only possible outgrowth. Only the government, aka a prosecutor, can file cases in felonious court. So it's over to them to open a felonious disquisition against Diddy. But this was actually a really smart move on Cassie's part, because her attorneys used trafficking as the foundation of her action, which means they left the door wide open for felonious and civil charges to be brought against Diddy. It was also smart that Cassie refused to settle intimately with Diddy before filing action, because by making it public she defended herself and her family, plus for a high-profile counsel to have indeed touched this case means Cassie's substantiation was real and compelling. Now, speaking of substantiation, numerous effects are starting to surface online, including this videotape of Cassie coiled up on the bottom, under a mask, while Diddy taunts her.
What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap.
Also, Cassie's old selfie lately resurfaced, showing her with a fractured lip and trauma to her head. Cassie participated this print in 2014 during a trip to Day with Diddy, and at that time, blogs reported she had an accident while riding an ATV. But this is not what her face would look like after an ATV accident. Rather, it looks like one of the incidents she describes in her action. Now, a lot of people are saying this story is scarily analogous to what happened to Kim Porter, Diddy's sex-girlfriend who failed under mysterious circumstances in 2018. To give you some environment, Diddy and Kim dated on and off from 1994 to 2007, and during one of their splits, Kim started seeing Shakir Stewart, who worked at Def Jam. Diddy reportedly came furious after learning about Kim and Shakir, which led to a heated argument during which Kim sustained a broken nose. Most of the reports about this incident have been dropped from the internet. Still, there's one composition published in 2005 that references the altercation, saying that Kim was left with a broken nose after the couple argued on Combs' yacht in St. Tropez. The composition states that Combs flew in a specialist plastic surgeon from Geneva after the accident, and that Porter has since claimed that she hurt her face after she banged her nose on the table, but it gets indeed more disturbing from then. On November 1st, 2008, Shakir Stewart was set up dead in his Atlanta home, having suffered a projectile crack. According to the sanctioned ruling, he took his own life. Still, it did not take long before rumors started circulating. There was foul play involved. People started pointing fritters at Diddy, and one source verified to Media Takeout that Diddy had preliminarily beaten up Shakir poorly. The source said, Kim was seeing Shakir and Diddy set up out, and he went hamshit. He tracked Shakir down to his hostel. Also, Diddy went over there without security and beat him to a bloody pulp. Now as for Kim, she passed away on November 15, 2018, apparently from complications of pneumonia. Still, she was just 47 times old, and there is no substantiation she had any beginning conditions. A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his partner suddenly and mysteriously failed. Her good friend Kimora Lee Simmons appearing inconsolable at the house.
A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his ex suddenly and mysteriously died. Her good friend Kimora Lee Simmons appearing inconsolable at the house, 47-year-old Porter's body found after a desperate call to 911.
EMS 14, respond with engine 76 on scene of the cardiac arrest.
Of course, numerous people allowed. This was largely suspicious, and one of them was Kim's ex-husband, Alb Sure. In July 2020, Al participated at a deleted videotape of himself and wrote, I just set up this footage from the morning I learned of Kim Porter's murder and how it ripped the soul from my physical body. I do know veritably easily that Kimberly did not just check out all of her unforeseen overpneumonia. Albie also added the hashtag do not let the love songs wisecrack you, putatively representing Diddy's paeans to Kim's. And also in November 2021, Albie posted a Fergie print with Kim and claimed she told him she was running and he advised her to call the FBI. Albie also added in the commentary, you would no way believe what she went through. And get this, just months after he posted this, Albie was rehabilitated with multiple organ failure and spent 2 months in a coma. He managed to pull through. Still, he has been veritably silent since also and stopped mentioning Kim in public. Still, Jaguar Wright isn't staying silent, and back in December, she told Real Life Productions that Kim's original necropsy showed she was poisoned, failed from pneumonia. But there is the first coroner's report that said that she failed. It was ruled a homicide, and they set up poisons in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know they venoms that produce a heart attack and pneumonia?
Her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Albie Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
Jaguar is now speaking out again, and in a new interview with Storm Monroe, she offered her support to Cassie and claimed that Cassie knows what happened to Kim. Line is surely intriguing because Kim failed just weeks after Cassie and Diddy broke up in October 2018. So perhaps Kim told Cassie commodity in their last discussion that made her eventually leave Diddy for good. It's also intriguing that Cassie filed her action on November 16th and Kim failed on November 15th. It's nearly like Cassie was transferring a communication about that discussion she had with Kim. Oh, and by the way, the same day Diddy settled the action with Cassie, Kim Porter's Wikipedia runner faded. It looks like Diddy's PR platoon is working overtime. But it might be too late because the levers are open and suckers are saying Diddy's final downfall is only a matter of time. At this point, one addict said Cassie came out to cover herself. We all saw what happened to Kim Porter. She made it public so he could not do his evil Machiavelli shit. The levees are now open. We suspected for times Diddy isn't coming back from this good effing codger. And another addict wrote Diddy knows his time is coming. He's been getting down with stuff for too long. Kim is presumably smiling down on Cassie, eventually speaking out. But what are your studies on Jaguar right saying Diddy poisoned Kim? And do you suppose Cassie knows how Kim really failed? Comment down below. And do not miss out on this coming story.